that he has the ability to do it. It's really about crucial moments now. Hopefully, these players make the difference. And I want to go on to the next topic about another player who could potentially be the difference. We talked about striker for so long, but depth, KP, you mentioned, is a big part of the squad. Eze potentially coming into the squad. Personal terms agreed by most reports. We're looking to maybe get below the release clause by some reports. Other reports saying that we're going to pay the release clause. Teron, let me hear your thoughts about Eze and how he fits into the squad and your vision of
Go get him.
Arsenal.
Go get him. Baller. Put him in the number 10 shirt. It's vacant. Get him. Put him in there. Bro, I want to be able to go into games where we can give Declan Rice a rest and
Yeah,
still put out a strong team.
yeah.
In games that we know we're going to have the ball, you play Odegaard, you play Eze, and you play Zubamendi 1-6. An attack. You play Odegaard in the A, you play Eze in the 10, and then you cook. Right? We're up 4-0. You take it, you rest. That's how you get strong in March, April, May. Bro, this is a no-brainer for me. I am so thirsty for this signing. I've read it. We've seen Eze cook in a
Hey, yo.
Crystal Palace team when he's the only attacking outlet. Essentially, he gets the ball from Muniz on the right side, he holds it up, and he plays Mateta through. You give him Saka on one wing, you give him Gyökeres to run in behind, and even Odegaard can play the pass. But I've seen Odegaard get marked out of games where they double up on him and mark him out of games because he's not really a strong guy. Now with Eze right next to him, go ahead and mark Odegaard out the game if you want to. Please go do that because then Eze will kill you because he is that good. He is such a baller, bro. One of the most underrated Premier League ballers. I'm desperate for this signing, and I'll be absolutely buzzing. Right now, I don't rate the window nothing other than like a 5, but we go get
Wow.
Eze, bro. I'm shaking my hand. Like,
Wow. So
Yeah.
wait, hold on. Before I move on to UKP, get Eze will take the window from a 5 to a what?
to I say a strong 7.
What? So
Now,
wait.
so here's the thing about the window. Here's how I rate a transfer window, right? You either had depth, replacements, or additions, right? So I think Zubamendi is a replacement for Partey. It's a like for like side pass, right? Kepa is a backup. That's for depth. Norgard backup for depth. Eze would be an addition to the squad, similar to Liverpool. Frimpong replacement for Trent. Kirkes may be a replacement or a backup for Robertson. Burts is an addition. McAllister's still there, Szoboszlai's still there. You add an Eze to the best defense in the Premier League, you get more out of Odegaard, you get more out of Saka. I think because you put another creative outlet in the midfield, but I think Saka gets us 20 Premier League goals.
I agree.
Could.
Before I
Yeah,
answer that question,
yeah. Go on.
is Madueke depth or an addition for you?
Depth.
Okay, cool.
Because I don't think he gives us his output. Now, Eze looks good on the ball, can beat his man. He's very direct and all that. But over the course of a Premier League season, he only scored 7 goals. Martinelli scored 8. So from a production standpoint, he's giving you less than Martinelli. And Martinelli, one of the reasons why Arteta loves Martinelli is off the ball work rate that he goes back. Because we know Staley likes the ball forward. Madueke doesn't give us that. So I think he's a downgrade either way on Martinelli, production-wise. Take it back to the Bernabeu game, bro. Martinelli started that game. It was the 90-plus third minute when Kivio headed that ball to Moreno. Everyone is looking this way. Martinelli's at a full sprint on the other side to end off the game. You know what I'm saying? So Madueke doesn't give you that work rate up and down. So that's why I think he's there for depth. I don't think he's an addition, but Eze would be a needle mover for me. But Eze or Rodrygo, because I don't think we get both. Dreamland, but Eze would be a massive addition to our title hopes.
Yeah, obviously, I just asked the question just to see because I agree as well. I think he's depth, but I definitely feel like Eze is just an insane player. Like, I just feel like, end of the day, I just feel like Eze is he's just that player that has that match winning ability, and I think Arsenal need more of those guys that want to win us the game. I think low key though, Madueke has a bit of that. Not saying he will produce that consistently, but I think players that just want to win us the game, like they will take the ball, and Gyökeres probably has a bit of that as well. Saka has that, you already know. Rice is showing elements of that, and you need more of that to break a game where it is those sticky low block games where maybe teams are frustrating or a keeper's having a worldie, and a player like Eze just gets the ball, jinkies 2-man, and just finesses it top bins from outside the box, and we're celebrating. And I think it's poetic with the whole. Obviously, he was released from Arsenal. He's said it multiple times in many interviews that his dream has to be play for Arsenal, and to come to Arsenal and maybe be the one or be one of the reasons to take us over the line to win a title. coming at the at age where maybe what is he 27? Probably thinking maybe that dream was probably gone. World Cup year, playing in the Champions League for the first time as well. I think it's a no brainer, and I agree. I don't think we get both Rodrygo and Eze. I just don't see us spending that kind of funds without making drastic sales, which I don't think there's anyone in our team that they're gonna sell that's gonna create value. Because as I said to you, Steph, I don't think we should be losing that many players that are
Yeah.
part of our first team compared to the kind of deadwood. But Eze is different, man. Like there's no adaptation. He's from London. He knows most of these guys already. It's just a no brainer to me, and the price is not even that expensive to me. And given the fact that Arsenal kind of they're doing they're doing what our mums do in the market. They're making sure they get the value that they want for their purchases. They're not getting bumped. So as I said, like we're saving coins here and there for these deals. I'm respecting what Arsenal's doing, and I want to pass it on to you as well after you answer for Eze. I want to know what you guys' opinion is about Andre Berta so far after Steph talks about Eze, because I find it very interesting how he's moving in this window.
One thing I said about Eze, in addition to what you guys said, I love the fact that he could play left wing and as a 10, because I think that's probably the biggest thing where everybody's like, oh, is he playing left wing? Is he playing 10? For me, it doesn't matter. I think we need bodies in those positions regardless. And the mere fact he can play both and play at a level that's competent for both of us, I think from the left, he's going to be able to add that bit of beat the player kind of quality that maybe Martinelli might not have on a consistent basis. Going to be able to add that match winning ability from the left, but also we also need more guys to receive the ball on the half turn in the spaces. Rice, great footballer, great player, can drive with the ball. But adding a man like Eze, maybe who could receive the ball in around the box, maybe play a 1-2 with Gyökeres, maybe play a 1-2 with Martinelli, slip Martinelli in behind, or slip Saka in behind. Who knows what creative stuff could happen? But you play those two tens with the Zubimendi, especially in those low block games, it gives you a better chance to win the game than playing more of a defensive style of play. But to answer KP question about Andrea Berta, for me, I'm very happy with how Andrea Berta has made this window. I hear you with the 5 because maybe a Kepa might not get you off your seat, or maybe a Norgard might not get you off your seat. But if you're talking about addressing priority positions with the funds that ultimately, we're not like a Man City, we're not like a Chelsea that are going to go splash the cash constantly. But getting the right deals, getting who suits your squad, and getting them done early, I have to give Berta a lot of credit. And if he gets the Gyökeres deal, which is almost done, and if he gets Eze or Rodrygo or both, I have to rate this window at least an 8 because he's came in, he's addressed the main priorities, he's gotten players that ultimately the fans want, and he's gotten a lot of deals at good prices to allow us to go elsewhere and get maybe an Oni Madueke. Imagine, so who you would take, Sane or Madueke? That's debatable, but I take Madueke. I take the younger profile who's played in the Premier League proven, and can show us quality. Agume, young player, young talented player, but for depth on the bench, if something that happens with Zubimendi, I want someone who's experienced to come in there to keep things moving, keep things ticking. I don't need a superstar. Get in there, do your job, and he's a former Brentford captain. So what I would say is Berta has shown me a lot of promising aspects that someone like Edu, who I also think did a good job in some aspects in terms of helping recreate this club and getting to where it needs to be. I give Edu his praise, but you can see what Berta did, just that bit more cachet, a bit more pull, a bit more smarts about going into the market and doing certain business and working the media. With Edu, it was a lot quiet. He didn't really know how to play the media. Arsenal fans were in the loop. We all know how Arsenal fans are. They start speculating. News starts to get like this and that. But no, with Berta, you speculate something and then bang, something else. Or the thing happened with Partey, bang, next day we had a transfer. The thing happened with Madueke, done in a week. Gyökeres, it prolonged, but ultimately got the deal we wanted to do. So no complaints from Berta, man. He's gone in, done his job. But Taron, what do you think about Andrea Berta so far?
Top dog. Top dog. So here's the thing. When we appointed Berta, I was looking at like, wait a minute. When has Arsenal went out and got the best available anything? Andrea Berta was the best available sporting director out there. This man is at Atletico, took two La Liga titles from two of the biggest giants in Spain with none of the resources or nothing close to it. So when Arsenal made that move, I was like, okay, calm. So we went from getting the best available sporting director on the market, and the best sporting director that was available on the market, Wenderson got, in my opinion, the best striker available on the market. So it tells me that like this has Berta written all over this Gyökeres signing, because I'm of the belief that Arteta really wanted Sesko. But I
100%.
think this was a club signing, a Berta with a bigger vision, looking at stuff holistically and said, no, this guy is a safer bet than an unproven prodigy from Germany, because he was linked with Sesko when he was at Atletico. He wanted Sesko. They went and signed Alvarez. They had a fallout. One of the reasons why he left. So yeah, I was frustrated with Berta how long the deals were taking in the beginning, but then understand he has to learn the ropes of how England works and how Arsenal works as a club. But yeah, two boss moves from him already, and if he can get Eze over the line, big up to him. Big up to
And
him.
I think as well, to off the back of that point, I think not that it makes me give any excuse to the club for not purchasing or even loaning anyone in January. I can understand why the club might not have wanted to make any moves, given the fact that they knew they were going to appoint a sporting director like Berta, who might have come in with his own plans, his own swing on things, for the summer window. Which obviously it looks like obviously he's playing his puzzle quite nicely so far. I think one difference that I like about him compared to Edu is just the ability to manage and make multiple deals at once or in a short space of time. It seemed like Edu was like a one deal at a time basis, which you don't have that much time in a window, especially if you're
Yeah,
haggling over finances and agreements and structures, to be doing one deal at a time when Arsenal need to sort out so many things. Like, he came in with the intention. He went there. Obviously, maybe people don't like it. He got Kepa for 5 million. Said, okay, John Garcia can't be done. Kepa, let's go. You saw obviously Zubimendi deal was kind of agreed from a long time ago, but that got finalized. Partey, no new contract, as I'm happy they didn't give him one. Norgard comes in, cheap price, a player that when I was watching Norgard's like behind the scenes, this guy was really emotional, crying like obviously to be part of Arsenal, like, and those little things matter to me because like it's interesting. And then obviously you see the Madueke. I think to talk about the Madueke thing, I think to employ a player behind a player who when fit is going to play majority of games is the starting player is one of the hardest things in football. Tottenham sort of struggle at that with Kane. You probably could say the same thing for Barca with Messi, and we can go on so on and so forth, innit? So I have a bit of respect for Madueke, thinking, or maybe like knowing that he's not going to be the favoured one, but he's going to be given an opportunity, and he's going to want to try and earn the opportunity to put Saka under pressure, essentially, which might drive Saka up. And I think with Berta, as well as the signings, obviously, we're talking about with the renewals as well. Gabriel signed his new deal. Miles Lewis Skelly signed his new deal a couple of weeks ago. We know even Wanieri reports coming out that he's going to sign his new deal soon. Obviously, we know Saka and Saliba are the next ones on the list. So getting all of this done in a year, in your not even your first 12 months yet, I can't lie to you. Can't lie to you. It's serious because, as I said, like if us, like getting the best sporting director in the market at the time means you're trying to change the way the club's moving. Like, you're not trying to just continue the same flow and thinking you're gonna get more different results on the song. Like, you got to change up the flow, change up the writing, change up the pattern, give us a different beat, and let's see what the song sounds like. And it seems right now the song sounds sweet to my ears, isn't it?
we got to get Eze over
Very
the line.
sweet.
He gets Eze over the line for me, and I'm singing.
I
I'm
think
fully.
I think the reason why I'm very like obviously probably I'm confident with the Eze because I'm just like I'm looking at it like in terms of teams that would want him. I think the only teams that want him and he needs to start is Bayern or Arsenal because I think every other team has their player in that Eze position already sorted out.
Yeah, I
And
like the
with
Bayern.
Bayern,
I
and
like the
with
Bayern.
Bayern, I saw Bayern have him on a list, but I think they said they're going to really push for Xavi Simons, obviously for that little number 10 position to replace Musiala. And
Mm.
like knowing Arsenal's dealings with Palace, I just see it happening. I don't see Eze ever staying at Palace for another season playing Conference League in a World Cup year. And I think if the opportunity to go to Arsenal is going to be there, he's going to obviously try all he can on his end to try and make it happen. And obviously, with Berta looking like he can close deals, it must
Yeah.
be, man. Please just get us Eze, man. Get me that boy.
But my question to both of you guys is quickly: Eze or Rodrygo? If it came down to you deciding you can only get one, Berta points the opportunity to you. Only get one. Berta, Rodrygo or Eze? Who you picking?
Rodrygo. I don't think I can name 5 left wingers in the world better than him. I really
I
don't.
said Rodrygo. I said Rodrygo too. What do you think, KP? I know this one hurts your heartstrings.
Yeah,
Drink. You have to, but let me hear your answer. Trying to
Do you know
go
what it
quick.
is? Yeah, it's a
go for it.
hard question
Yeah, it
because
is.
Rodrigo is a natural 10 as well. So even if I'm going to make the argument that Eze plays 10, I could make the argument that Rodrygo could be using that position as well as an alternative. I think.
The reason why I say Rodrygo, yeah,
Yeah.
if Rodrygo, if you have wing player for Rodrygo and Saka, Gyökeres scores 25 Premier League goals, probably 40 in all comps, because wingers, like fullbacks, are getting cooked left, right, and center. Because Saka don't do all the pretty stuff like Medwick and Doku and all these men, but you can't take the ball from him. He shields the ball and just runs by you. He's so effective of getting by his man, and we'll get that on both wings. And you could double up on Saka all you want to. That diagonal ball, Rodrygo is one-on-one with your fullback. You're dead. So I really, that diagonal cutback, it would be the signature Arsenal goal. You remember not this season, but the season before that, Odegaard scored like 10 goals. It was all diagonal cutbacks. Even Zinchenko cutback, bang, bang. Gyökeres would be eaten. He'd get at least 10 tap-ins, bro.
Yeah, I think either player will be good. Like, I don't think, like, I don't know, man.
And Rodrygo is motivated, man. He has to get in that Brazil squad for the World Cup. He is so motivated.
Yeah,
He's going to force Carlo to pick him.
I think it's the same thing, though. I think, do you know what? Yeah, just because I'm a man that always goes against the grain. I'm gonna go Eze because I feel like, as well as that, I think Eze putting himself in a big team, or one of the best teams in the world, makes his stake for starting England position as well different. Especially like if he's trying to play in that 10 position rival against someone like Palmer, and he might have the intention of whether it's to start left wing or start in that 10 position and knock off Odegaard out that position. If Arsenal, I don't ever see Rice getting dropped in terms of like the long term running. I don't know. I want Eze, man. I want Eze, but don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, I'm saying this with tongue in cheek, because Rodrygo is a different type of gravy of footballer still. I can't lie to you, man. And his age, I think, was he like 22, 23? So it's not like you still have him for at least another 7 years if he can, do the contracts and also keep competitive. So maybe that probably makes is the better deal, probably long term as well as the now. But I just, the sign about Eze, those players that play for small teams that haven't
I
had that
agree.
opportunity at a big club, yeah, and they get that opportunity. I have that about Eze just looking and saying, fam, he's gonna walk in at Arsenal and say, hey, I still feel I'm the best player in this club, type shit. Not like, oh, I'm part
But
of a team.
I know it's similar to the effect that Leao would have had. I know Leao was a guy you would have want, but I think Rodrygo comes with the same mentality of I'm the best guy here. I've won this, I've won that, I've won this, I've won that. I've played here, I've played with this YZ guy. I'm here to show why I'm the best left winger in the world. Why guys didn't want to rate me? Bang, here I am. Another thing I'd also say is too, I'd also think Waneri is going to have a big season this season. And I think, yes, I'd want Eze. And don't get me wrong, I take either or. I take even both if they would give me the option. But I think this is also going to be a big season for Ethan Waneri. He's been promised some game time. He's been promised more discussion. So I think this is going to be another season for him to get his minutes, and maybe he's the 10 that maybe people are looking for. But at that age profile, I don't know if that's why I kind of want both. But you were going to say
I
something,
can't like
Tom?
No, I said if I'm Berta, if this is the cards that I'm dealt, if I'm Berta, I'm signing Eze and I'm exploring every single loan option to get Rodrygo.
Look,
I'll take
yes.
Rodrygo on a year
But
long loan, and
this is the one thing I'll say.
yeah,
Obviously, I think. Yeah, I think remember I was telling Stefan this about like maybe we can do like an Odegaard type where you loan him like beginning of the season to buy us. We also have a good relationship with Real Madrid in terms of transfers previously. So maybe if Rodrygo clearly hasn't made his mind up, can we get him on a season long loan period, decent loan fee, and then obviously try to see if we can make that move done next summer as well as getting Eze. But I was also saying as well, like a club like Arsenal, you have to have that. I always call it like a transfer budget for superstars. Like you keep it locked up, like 100 million that you just always have. If a said player that's on a magic list comes available, hey, we unlock that budget. We make the. I don't want it should be one of those. Like I think there should always be a budget for a superstar player that if he becomes available and the price is right, that's a separate budget to any budget that's for a normal transfer window
Do you
because
think that's
it might not
realistic
be.
with Arsenal though?
It's not realistic, but I think if Arsenal were a smart club, that's what we should do. Like because you will never know when a player that you might dream of is going to become available in said window, and how much their price is going to be, and whether that's gonna. But at the same, and if we play at Rodrygo now, like he should have already kind of made his decision or known. Obviously, it's not easy to leave a team like Real Madrid. I've said, but you kind of already know. But I don't want Arsenal to also rely on Rodrygo's decision to be that's the player relying on to sign, which is why I'd rather get Eze because he's right there. And then, as you said, if Rodrygo's opportunity presents itself, then figure out a way to try and do that. Whether that means, hey, you got to shift out Trossard and Kiwior so faster than lightning, then maybe you got to do those kind of things to sacrifice for a player like Rodrygo. But is it the fact that we're talking about this is exciting? Obviously, I'm not trying to get it.
Mhm.
The talk is cheap. If we don't sign these players, it doesn't really matter. But I like the fact that we are confident that Arsenal are going to be doing dealings. We're not worried about the strike anymore or the backup centre back. We're now looking at the Eze, and after Eze, we're going to be dreaming of Rodrygo. He would have said if I told you that Arsenal we haven't before the Emirates Cup, which seems to be all the case. Arsenal always chasing deals after Emirates Cup. We've got all the signings that we want, and we're ready to attack this Premier League season. I'm pretty sure a lot of us would have said, I need to see it to believe it," and we're kind of seeing
And
it.
not only that, KP, how many signings are we talking about we needed, or how many signings? It was like a vast gap between what we needed versus what we thought we were going to get. We thought we'd probably
Yeah,
get like maybe 4 signings, but
four.
really
Yeah, I
and
said
truly, we
four,
knew we needed like 6, maybe even 7. And
and
to see that,
we might end up getting like 8 or 9 still.
so you see what I'm saying? I think that's why I give Berta so much high praise, because he's still gone in the market and potentially found solutions, and everything is not complete yet. Waiting to see, but it's looking optimistic by a lot of reports, by everything coming out so far. And I think that's the biggest thing you can give to Berta. He's come in, he's dealt with the criticism, he's dealt with whatever he has to deal with, but he's getting his job done, man. And you have to give him man praise. When you do your job, you do your job.
Can I ask you guys one question?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think starts number 9 game week 1 of the Premier League against Man United?
Yokeres.
Havertz.
If he's there, Yokeres. It'd be great.
Havertz.
Now, let me say this.
I
Let me,
have a feeling that Havertz is going
let
to
me
be
say
starting that
this.
game still.
If
That's
he
all I'm saying.
starts Havertz, he's killing himself.
I don't
He's
think. I
Well, I
killing
don't
tell you
think.
himself.
what. So we'll know based on at the last preseason game, we'll know who he is. He's going to start.
Yeah, yes, we will know. But my thing is, if God forbid both of them are fit, Yokeres and Kai. Kai seems to have come back from his injury looking strong, looking fit at the end
They're
of the
looking
day.
like
But
Superman.
my thing is, where you're going to a new season, you're going into a big melting pot. You need to start fast and you need to start strong. Yokeres is the guy you brought in to score you the goals. If you don't start him in game week 1, what have you bought him for? If he's there and he's went through preseason, what have you bought him for? That's my opinion. For all of that, we could have bought him late. If you're
Well,
gonna
I'd
still
love it,
start
bro.
for
I'd
any
love
other
it. He
reason.
go to Man United and
Start
dunk on
Yokeres.
his old manager the first game of the season. Yeah, I
Yeah,
absolutely
I
love
can't
it.
lie. We all need Arsenal to dunk on Man United that first game. Go back to
exactly my point.
Keyshawn
Exactly my
Leicester,
point.
and ask him how you feeling that first game week after.
And look, Gyökeres played on the Amarim. There was a bit Man United fans wanted him desperately because their striker
Desperate.
options are there.
Mm.
Look at the bubble it could create. Gyökeres is definitely going to be motivated. First game at Old Trafford against your old manager and coming into one of the best teams in the world. Gyökeres has to want that position, and I think Mikel Arteta would be crazy not to start Gyökeres up front if he hasn't.
Even if he doesn't start, he must play. Right? If he doesn't start,
Yeah,
he
he must play.
come on in the 60th or 70th minute and score. Yeah, yeah,
And I need to see that celebration, man. I need to
yeah.
see that celebration.
Bro, every kid in London, bro. Every kid in
Yeah,
London.
it's gonna go
I've seen
viral.
more
The streets
Arsenal
are gonna
fans
be
who are
tears
more
from that
negative than
celebration.
me. I've seen Arsenal fans who are more negative than me, more toxic than me, doing this every 5 minutes, bro.
Every
As
five
soon as
seconds, and I
yeah,
can't lie. Like, obviously, I'm in London right now. I can't lie. I was telling Steph, like, you cannot go anywhere in London. I promise you, without seeing Arsenal shirts, Arsenal
yeah,
jumpers, kids, women, old women. All you can, everyone's Arsenal up now. Like,
yeah.
just imagine that. Now you add a little something just here,
A significant
just a, just
celebration, a
a,
signature
just a little
celebration.
something, just to days. Like,
Hey man,
I just hope this season is just perfect the way we want it to, because it will be nice to. I always say having those that rejection, and then success makes that success even more sweeter. But don't get me wrong, if we don't get that success this season, it will make this will be the worst season of all time in recent years because of the hype and the expectation. I'm pretty sure almost every single Arsenal fan will have now if Arsenal do the business.
See,
So
success to me doesn't necessarily mean we win the Premier League title. It doesn't. If we win a domestic double, I'm calm because I know we're going to compete in the Premier League. Because
yeah,
you know, second with a dead squad and injuries and all that stuff. Premier League trophy at the Emirates in 23-24, 5 points off of it the year before that. I get it, because I don't believe Liverpool and Man City are going to sit on their hands. Like they have shown their intention. So it doesn't necessarily mean what I'm saying. Like for the Premier League, if we get to match week 35 within 1.2 points or thereabouts, whether we win it or not from that point, cool. But if we do a domestic double and don't win the Premier League, I'm calm, bro.
yeah.
We should let
I think
people go.
now they shouldn't like when we're rotating in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. Like if you're switching in a Eze for Martinelli or a Havertz for Gyökeres now or Madueke for Saka, and all around us, the level shouldn't be that much. So then we shouldn't be seeing a drop off of quality or drop off of inability to kind of beat teams because we're playing tier 3 type of players. Like it should be near enough the same. And a lot of those players that might be playing on the bench are players that have been playing in our team for a long time as well. Something to prove. Have probably lost their position as well, technically from in terms of a starting position. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Like I want the season to start tomorrow. Still, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
No,
Now,
me
given the
too.
signings that we're making, I don't expect us to be 10 points off the Premier League title at all. I don't.
No, no, no.
No, me
Because
neither.
if you think about it, 10 points is what 3 draws and turn 3 draws into wins, and I guess
Yeah,
one loss
and
into
that's why I
draws.
was
And
so annoyed with those draws because a lot of those draws we drew from winning positions because we
Mm-hmm.
would score and then, like you said, we would drop back. And I don't care how good your defense is. If you invite on pressure onto you for 30, you'll
We're
make a
getting
mistake.
clapped.
You'll mentally switch off.
Yeah.
These are human beings in it. So, if you got Gyökeres, you don't need, or you have Gyökeres or Eze, you don't need to sit off. You can kill off a game. Even if we do switch off, we win the game 3-1 instead of it drawing 1-1. You know them ones. So,
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest talking point. Anything you guys want to say before we wrap up? Any more questions? Any more talking points you guys have?
I
Arteta
think the
out.
one thing I'll mention, I'm very happy that they're buying Mascara and they're covering Saliba and Gabriel's back.
Yeah.
Mostly Saliba because I think for years that's been a position that's kind of because Saliba's been Mr. Reliable, never really misses any games in the last 2 years since that back injury in 22-23.
He had a
Been
shock
something.
though last season with a hamstring injury.
Yeah. Obviously, I think that was the last game of the season, right? That he missed out. I think
I
you
think it was
can't.
slightly earlier than that. I think he missed like
Oh
one
yeah,
or two
okay. I think
games, but it was a
when
minor.
it missed 1 2 games towards the end of the season, I think you can't risk Saliba not getting an injury and the level dropping off, and I think you also can't risk it getting there. Like I think you need to bring a player in that can come in and you can trust and you can let Saliba relax. Like, I think for the first half between August and December, I need to see equal minutes between majority of players, bar the goalkeeper. In my opinion, I think I need to be seeing everyone playing an equal amount of minutes. There's no one in the red zone. So by the time we get to, as Tawan said, by the time we get to that run in, like Saka and all these guys have full of energy, ready to go and not like look like they're tiring out when it's the time where they shouldn't be tiring out. And hopefully that might be the difference for us to, go further in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup and Champions League, maybe go one further than we did last season and get to that final, man. Who knows, man? Who knows?
Mm.
But
Yes, people. Thank you guys for watching that Gunners Talk. Thank you to KP. Thank you to Tehran. Subscribe to Tehran's channel. Tehran, big up your channel one more time. BBK Sports. Kip
That's
has
it.
puzzle. You already know. Help us to our goals. Help us to our collective goals. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, show love. And we're coming to you every week with this content. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one.
Peace
peace and
Peace.
out.
love.